Ari. Go on in. Go on in. Go on in. Hi, you guys. Happy Mother's Day. I'm a little calm actually. I just had some bomb breakfast. Well, brunch, I guess. I just made me this good little scrambled bowl. It was like I made some fried potatoes, put some spinach, some mushrooms, some peppers, some onions, sprinkled some cheese, some avocado on that bowl. Y'all see it. If my other my Let's Get Snatched channel, that's where I like post what I eat in a day to lose weight and stuff. So I'm gonna post it over there if y'all want to see, you know, how I whip that thing up. And I did have a biscuit and stuff. So yeah, I wanted to really do this video just to talk about, you know, just to be vulnerable or whatever, to talk about my emotions. It's Mother's Day, y'all know. If most of y'all, like, you know that I'm not really talking to my mom. Well, ain't no, not really. I haven't spoken to my mom since the whole issue last May when she came down to, when I was living in Houston, and she came to visit me and we got in that little fight or whatever. So I haven't talked to her much since then, and I just really wanted to talk to y'all about, you know, just the mixed emotions, especially if you have a toxic mom and y'all are, you know, not speaking either, or, you know, you may be on and off with speaking. I just wanted to really talk about it because, you know, you feel a lot of pressure on Mother's Day to talk to your mom because everybody's with their mom. And come on, Ari, come on now, move on. Don't keep moving my stand. You know, you just be feeling the mixed emotions of, you know, feeling like you gotta reach out to your mom. Like, I questioned for the past week. I was like, should I? You know, because I personally, I'm so at peace and I'm happy where I'm at now, where I don't have to deal with my family and my mom's judgment and all of that. But at the same time, I feel like I owed it to her to wish her happy Mother's Day and stuff because of how she will feel. Thank you, babe. Happy Mother's Day to you too. Oh yeah, I don't know. Yes, Lisa's gonna yak you. Yes, thank you, baby. Even if you, I don't remember if you said you was a mom. I know you got a niece. So still happy Mother's Day, period, because it take a village to raise these kids. So shout out to you, boo. But I was just, you know, feeling like I really didn't want to reach out. Part of me was thinking about sending a Mother's Day card to her just because of how she's going to feel. You know, I know she's feeling away, and it's just that the way we feel, especially when you are, you know, a daughter or a son, just a child, period, of a narcissistic parent, and you often put your needs and wants and feelings to the back burner to cater to their feelings. And even though I personally don't care to really reach out, I don't want her to feel bad. And I know she'll see everybody else celebrating Mother's Day and everybody else posting on Facebook and all of that stuff. And, you know, her friends at work and all of this stuff, they probably talking about it. And, you know, I don't want her to feel bad per se, even though I don't really care to reach out. So it's just a mixed emotions because I feel like, once again, I'm putting my wants and needs on the back burner, and I want peace. I don't really want to have to reach out. I want to remain in no contact. That's honestly what I desire to do, because the place I'm at in my life, I'm really at peace. Like, I don't know if it's sad to say that I feel good not talking to my mom and my family. It's like, I'm really good. I just feel like I'm free. I don't have to worry about being judged and critiqued. And especially, I did another video yesterday where I was kind of talking about this a little bit, especially, you know, with me being in the walk with God that I am now, and how people, you know, a lot of y'all seen the journey of me talking about the whole drama with my mom and stuff, and reading the letters to y'all and stuff. So it's just like, with me being on this spiritual journey, I know, like, it offended her a little bit. So it's just like, I don't even know how to go about even rekindling a relationship if that's in the plan for us. I don't really desire to rekindle the relationship, and I often feel like people make you seem like to have forgiveness. Hey, what's the deal? Aubrey, I'm doing my video and I'm live actually. So hold on. Okay. um, because people make you feel like, you have to forgive and forget. I'm all for forgiveness because I'm still working on forgiving certain things. I'm not angry with my mom. I accept her for who she is, and unfortunately, that's just knowing the truth. It's knowing that you feel ways about me. It's knowing that you will never be able to give me the validation that I'm looking for from you as a mom. So I'm okay with that and I'm content with that. But the pressure with it being Mother's Day and people, telling you to honor thy mother and you should still honor your mother and forgiveness. But for me, forgiveness doesn't mean rekindle. Like, I'm at peace. I don't want to rekindle nothing with anybody who I can't trust. Like, the trust is done. The trust is done. Once the trust is gone, this is with any relationship. Once the trust is done, I can't look at you the same. I don't feel comfortable being around you if I can't trust you. So as my mom, it's like, if I don't really trust that I can be around you, especially with this new walk that I'm on and the fact that I'm this close with God, if I feel like I can't be around you and really embrace who I am now, this version of me that I am now around you, it's like, why would I even want to be around you? So it's like, just the pressure that I've been feeling this past week leading up to Mother's Day, because at first I was like, maybe I should just mail her a Mother's Day card. But I'm more so wanting to do it because of how I think it'll make her feel. I know it'll feel good for her. Thank you, babe. Happy Mother's Day. If it applies, I wish you nothing but the best. So I didn't end up sending a card, but I did email her this morning just to wish her a happy Mother's Day. I didn't text because I don't want her to have my number because I'm not really ready for that. I don't know if I really want to rekindle. Like, I know it may seem harsh, but I'm just at peace being away from everybody. So I don't know. I really don't know how to move forward with that. But I felt it on my heart just to at least tell her happy Mother's Day, because I do care. I still care about how she feels to a degree. Even though she don't really care about how I feel. That's just part of being. That's just how it is when you grow up in narcissistic parents. You've always spent your time catering to them or doing things to make them happy. And oftentimes, no matter what you do, it just will never please them. So, I don't know. I just wanted to talk and vent to y'all about that, because I don't know if I'm wrong for not wanting to, really. I didn't really want to reach out, but I felt it was the right thing to do to email her and say, happy Mother's Day. I just wish you all the best. I ain't send no long, drawn out, all of this and all that. I just kept it simple because I do keep her in my prayers and I let her know that. And me personally, I don't want to rekindle nothing with nobody until I see that you're really on your healing journey like me. Like, I want to know that I can be around you. You're not in secret competition. You're not secretly envying me. You're not, like, it's just been a real, what happened last year and all of the things that I've thinking about over the years, because for a long time I put a lot of stuff just to the side. We've had falling outs before, and as I was like last night, I was just thinking, and I'm just trying to think of memories with my mom, like just me and her, and just thinking about childhood and stuff. And I'm not saying that like she was a bad mom. It's just the emotional neglect. It's just like I don't remember those like one-on-ones with her unless it was Mother's Day. The only time I really remember us, it's like special occasion type stuff. So the way I bond with my kids is definitely different than how the bond that I had with my mom. And then when I see like other people's mom, especially like my girl Bougie Barbie, her and her mom, like I just love their relationship. Then I tell you, stop playing in my heels. Like, I haven't even worn them yet, and she just keep putting on my heels that I haven't even worn that. They so cute. I had to get them. I don't even wear heels, but I had to get those heels over there. But, I'm just happy that I have my girls, and I just really desire to have a great bond with my girls forever. I want us to be super close. I just want it to be so different. And even with my mom, she knows that. That's why it did kind of offend me. Even though she claims she didn't call CPS on me and stuff that time, I still believe it was her and my baby dad because, you know. But I'm still trying to even move past that a little bit. But I can forgive, but I can't forget what people have done to me. I can't forget it. And oftentimes, I realize like sometimes because I want to move on from something, I'll just put it to the back burner. But then I have to remember, like, why am I feel like this? Why am I not talking to this person? Why did I stop talking to this person? So I had to be real with myself about it. And I'm like, you know, the way I am about my kids, and you would do that, you would lie and try to get my kids taken from me. You know, so I'm still working on healing that part of me and with everything with her. But it's just, I feel good being to myself. Hey, can you relax yourself, ma'am? I feel good just being me and my kids, honestly. And I did reach out though, through email. Hey, it's not funny. I did reach out. But it's just interesting. I was just watching Lisa Romano. If y'all have a toxic, you know, relationship with your mom or whatever, I definitely recommend y'all follow Lisa Romano because she talks about the narcissistic mothers, narcissistic fathers, you know, the effects that it has on us as children because she's, you know, she's a grown adult. I think she's like well into, you know, maybe her 40s or something. And hey, stop. And she talks about it, you know, how Mother's Day. I like that these life coaches and like Dr. Kim, she's a psychiatrist or psychologist, and she had a toxic relationship with her mom. So I like to see that them talk about Mother's Day because you feel under a lot of pressure on Mother's Day to act like everything is all good because most people, you know, bonding with their mom, making it seem like life is just good with theirs. So it's like sometimes you'll feel like, dang, maybe I'm wrong for not talking to my mom, or maybe, you know, it's just different mixed emotions that you feel. But I feel good that I feel I did the right thing by just sending Happy Mother's Day. But I still want to stay to myself. So I don't really know how to feel about that. I just want to do what makes me happy at this point, and I'm just tending to myself, nurturing me, allowing God to heal me, only looking for that validation from God now. I feel like I don't owe it to nobody. Everything that I wanted from everybody else, I'm now giving that stuff to myself. I'm now pouring into myself. I'm now nurturing myself. I'm now giving myself that validation. I'm not looking for a Kahoot to clap for me because it's just not going to happen when you're looking for it from these outside people who got secret feelings that they feel towards you that's not for your good. Hey, leave that alone. So, thank you, babe. Happy Mother's Day. So I just wanted to vent about that. And if y'all are, you know, in that same situation where you maybe be on the outs, not speaking to your mom and stuff, you can still send them love energetically. You know, you can maybe send a text if you want to, but don't feel pressured because of what today is. Like, I was in the comments of Lisa Romano video, and this one lady was talking about how you know, her and her husband and the kids was on their way to see her mom. They was driving hours to see her mom, and she was like so nervous because she didn't know what to expect. It's like, as a child, you're not supposed to feel, no matter how old you are, you're not supposed to feel so nervous to go see your mom and talk to your mom. I just feel like you're supposed to be ready. I'm excited. I'm ready to see my mom. But to see that so many people, no matter the color, black, white, polka dot, to see, this is why I love watching those other channels, because you see that this is not just in the Black community. This is nationwide, worldwide, where people really have these issues with their parents. Like, see, this chat be going away. My girlfriend's mother was a narcissistic enabler. See, yeah. And that's the thing too, them enablers to the narcissistic parents. So that's why I'm not talking to my brother, because it's like, you guys are a duo. Y'all always have been a duo against me. So, you know, and the only part that really saddens me, even with not talking to him, is just my nieces and my nephew. Like, I really miss my nieces so bad. That's the only thing. And my oldest niece, Kenna, she's just like me. Like she's the scapegoat of her dynamic. I see it because I see how it is when we all get together. They always put everything on her. Like I just see the thing with her and her mom. I see me and my mom all over again through her and her mom. You know, hey ma'am, can you quiet that noise down? We're not gonna talk about her daughter. She got mad. She got me mad or something. No, it's just they always do that. They'll always make it seem like, oh, you're the one that's tripping, and even as the observer, because sometimes you can. Oftentimes, when you're on the outside looking in, you can see stuff that the people on the inside can't see. So your girlfriend might not notice it like that because she's in it. And even if she does, it's like, that's my mom, because the world makes us feel like that's my mom. I owe her because she birthed me. She gave me life. She fed me. She clothed me. So it's like I owe her. I can't dare stand up to her. I can't dare have these ill feelings towards her, because how am I allowed to even have those feelings when that's my mom? But you are entitled to that, you know? So it's just real hard. And even as the significant other to somebody that's dealing with that, because you seeing the pain that it's doing to your girlfriend or to your boyfriend or whatnot. So it's like, you don't really want that for them. You want them to be happy. And it's like sometimes with them dealing with their toxic parents, it's like they're not happy. Don't feel stupid though, because that's the right thing to do, you know. God will want us to wish them well. He don't want you to match their energy like that, because he got them. The vengeance is his. He's gonna get them for all their wicked ways. So the best thing you can do, the best way to keep your blessings flowing in is to wish them well. You know, tell the truth, stand on truth, be about your business, be real about it, but still just wish them well. And a lot of times that's why they don't like you. They might not like you as the significant other to the daughter or whatnot, because you see the real and you say the real. So that'll make them not like you. It's just a lot that goes into this whole narcissistic stuff. People don't like when you tell the truth. People don't like when you point out how their behaviors affect other people. Hey, can you stop all of that you got going on? And say, Lonnie, why are you turning on all the lights? Turn that other light off over there. It's like they see I'm on live, so they want to just do stuff because they know my attention is here. Like, can you take off my heels, please? On Mother's Day, I'm going to be sitting here doing her hair. One day, you guys, I'll be able to take a nice vacation, kid-free, and get away from them. Yeah. And oftentimes, why does it keep going away? Yeah. What am I doing now? Sorry, y'all. I don't know. I don't know why the comments like be going down. It's like it pop up and then it go away. I'm still new with this live stuff. But yeah, it'll take effect on you for real. And you know, I don't wish this on nobody. And this is why I always stress just like doing the work, so that you don't carry on that with your children and then they pass it on to their children. Hey, leave those blinds alone. These kids, bruh, they're getting on. Hey. Oh my gosh. But yeah, it's hard being on this side. Sonari, please relax. They is such attention seekers. They was just chilling. Before I got on the video, they both were sitting here watching their little stuff. I get on the video, she want to go put on heels, keep prancing around, making all this noise. She want to fly back and forth screaming. But I love my babies, and I'm so blessed that they have chose me as their mom. Even though they give mommy a hard time sometimes, I still love my baby. And I just want to make sure that I don't have that relationship with my kids. And I don't ever want to ignore how they feel, put their feelings to the back burner. My kids' feelings really do matter to me. Can you stop? Because if you knock my thing down, I don't got no pants. So she's just a child with trauma. Yeah, that's how it is. And you now see where she's getting it from. And a lot of times it take a long time. I didn't even know a lot of my ways came from that. But then when I realized, I'm like, I attract partners that are just like my mom. Yes, they're playing. But sometimes you can love your narcissistic partner, but if it becomes to a point where all the toxic ways of them start to affect you and it starts to just bring you down, and you got to do some thinking about that. Hey, slowly walk up there and stop clunking around all hard, please. It's not funny. And we attract them. Like I literally, and I think that's why I was so in love with my first baby dad, because he's just like my mom, like just like her. And that's why they linked up on me now. It's just interesting. I was thinking, I've been doing like this whole being Mother's Day. I was just thinking about a lot of that stuff today and last night really. I'm like, it's just interesting how when me and her was cool, yeah, they have a demonic spirit that's dwelling within them. They're really truly demonic. It's an evil spirit that lives within them. They know right, they know better, but they choose not to because they're selfish. They're very selfish people. They want to just rebel against what's right. That's why they hate the truth. I mean, it's hard, especially when you have a good heart. It's hard to not show love. That's just who you are. It's hard not to give them that love, but I just feel like you have to have boundaries. You have to know when to draw back and when to place those boundaries up so that it won't bring you down, because trying to love another person so much, you can't love somebody so much thinking that that's going to heal them and it's going to change them, make them become better people. They have to want that for themselves. They really do. And that's why I'm like this now with my mom. I'm like, as much as, you may say all the things you say, it's like, until I see the change in behavior, it's behavior. You pay attention to the behavior of people and the patterns of their behavior. And if they keep showing you that, like, they're fake, put that mask on. One thing about narcissists, they wear a mask. That's why some days they can put on like they're so sweet and nice and just loving, and they'll love bomb you and all of these things and do their hoovering tactics. They'll buy you. They'll do that and they'll apologize and say, oh, I'm sorry. But then it can only last for so long. At one point, they get too hot. They got to take the mask off. You got to go back to who you really are. And at the core of them, they're selfish, entitled people who want everything about them, who don't care how they treat other people as long as they're getting what they need. And when you're an empath or you just somebody that, is tenderhearted and it's the heart, they can see that. This is why we attract them, because they see that they can take so much from us and we just willing to take it because we do love them and we do care about them and we do want better for them. So we'll often put ourselves in a position where we're getting the shit end of the stick because we want to be there for them. We want to help them. And especially when you know their pain, you know their history with their childhood and everything, it's like you want to be there to make up for that love that they never received. But it's like not that much love in the world that you can give these type of people, because for one, they're nothing but energy vampires. They're takers. They'll take and they'll take and they'll take. And that'll leave you depleted. It'll leave you depleted. Let me see, I think that comment popped up over here. Oh, yeah, or idiot. Yeah, that's just empaths. It's not because I be feeling like that too. I'm like I felt like that today. Like you will sometimes feel like an idiot because it's like you can see a lot of them do have it in them. It's just like, but it takes for them to want to become that better person. That's how I feel like with my mom. Like she's not this just wicked person, but she does have a lot of ways, and she's selfish, very selfish and self-centered. But it's like, hey, get that out your, put that down. I just got that one last night. Sorry, I see they distracted me. Yeah, she never gave me nothing but sex to me. Yeah, that's often what they do. That's often what they do. They'll buy you with gifts, money, sex, you know. That's all they have to offer. They don't have no emotions to offer, so all they can offer is materialistic things. Things that's quick. Sex is quick. I can give you this body of mine and put it on you, and that'll make you feel like I love you, and I might do all these things to you that have you feeling euphoric. And then after that, I'll go right back to being that evil little person. That's how narcissistic people move. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, really? But she know what gets you. They know you. As if like poor movie, she did it. Yeah. They know. It's literally like just Jezebel. It's like a deceiving person. They put on masks, put on a bunch of makeup, cover it up. They walk around in society like I'm this nice person, I'm giving. But then when they get home and they take that dang on mask off, and only the ones that truly love them really gets it bad from them. The outside world, that's why if you notice with most narcissists, they are, they're really ego driven. So they put on for the world. So at work, they might have, everybody loves them. They seem like the life of the party. They seem very sweet and nice to everybody else, but then they'll get home and they treat you totally different. They'll take that mask off and you get to see the real them. Your mental health is definitely at risk when you're dealing with the narc. It is, and that's why sometimes it's in your nature. You're naturally empathic, and probably from your own childhood, 9 times is your mom or your dad a narc, or whoever was your caregivers, were they narcissistic? Because oftentimes we develop this empath spirit, this wanting to put our feelings to the back burner to cater to everyone else's, because that's the only way we've ever been seen. Oh, wow. See, that's why. And this is why you tolerate that from the girlfriend. This is why, because if it's like your parents are your first love. And so if they do it to you, growing up, you don't know what normal is until, you get around other people and other family dynamics and you see that it's different from yours. So growing up, you think that that's normal. So then when you get out into the dating world, you start dating people, you're attracted to what you're used to. So you're attracted to that toxicity because you grew up in it. You're attracted to love bombing. You're attracted to people who beat you down with their words or beat you down physically or use you, abuse you. You're used to that, so you think that that's what love is because that's the type of love that you were shown. Like, you don't know what else is out there because that's all you've experienced, and then you're attracted to that because that's all that you've been shown. Like, literally. And oftentimes the whole family do be narcs. Because it's a bunch of enablers with them too. That's how mine is. That's why it's like, nobody really cares about how my mom affected me. Nobody really cares about that. They just see it as, we're family, forgiveness. Life is too short. We already have a small family. We need to just stick together. And that's why I block my brother. So that's after that fight that happened with me and my mom. I already knew because this happens all our lives, all my life. Hey, can you stop making that noise? What you doing? Child. That day after we got into the oh Lord, see, you can't be beating her now. That's why you gotta just get away, because you will put your own self in jeopardy. You might get locked up. Y'all might end up in a crazy fight that ends up in one of y'all dead. It's not that much love in the world. Love is not supposed to hurt like that. Like, it's like, I don't want to be beating you. I don't want to see blood coming from you, and I love you. I don't want you hurt. For me, I just see love as grace, as beautiful. Like, I just think it's supposed to be nurturing. We supposed to be picking each other up, not kicking each other down. And sometimes you will, like, sometimes you don't mean to. And this is why when you around these toxic kind of people, you gotta just, you gotta separate, because sometimes you will just react. It's like a reflex, especially when your body go into fight or flight mode. It's like, okay, it's either gonna be me or you. It's gonna be you. It's gonna be me. And it damn sure ain't about to be me. So you need to get it together. I'm trying to restrain you. That sometimes you got people that's so crazy. Like, this is why that toxic stuff, you just gotta separate it. You gotta break it up. Like, if this person is that toxic and it's on a continuous basis and you have to keep living like that, you can't even sleep peacefully with this person or around this person because you don't know what they plotting on you about, you don't want to be around that. You don't want to keep fighting. Like, that's not good, especially if you have kids with that person and the kids is seeing that. I hope y'all don't have no kids and they seeing y'all, fighting like that, because once again, then you're showing them, they're growing up seeing this and they think that's how it's supposed to be, because kids only know what's shown in their household, and that's what becomes normal. This is why everybody's normal is different, because you only know based off what you saw. Like, a lot of stuff, I didn't know until I started seeing, like, how my friend was with her mom. How her mom, like, loved her. Like, I had friends, their moms loved them. They really was into their kids. They really cared about their kids. It wasn't just, like, special occasions where they do stuff for them. You can really just tell a parent that really loved their children and really want to be around them. So that's what started making me realize, like, wow, my mom isn't like that. Like, wow. See? Yeah, because your spirit can't rest. It's not at ease. It can't rest in all that toxicity. It's like, literally, hey, can you give me my stuff? Because you over here. This baby. Close the door. What are you doing? Okay, go ahead. Yeah, it's not safe, that's why I left with my first daughter's dad. I'm like, I'm not going to be arguing and us tussling and all that. Not to say like he was just some abuser or not, but it has gotten, physical. Not as bad as other situations I've been in that has been physical, but it's still, I don't want my daughter growing up and seeing us just like so yelling and seeing all that commotion that's going on. No, I love it this way. She don't know she know what an argument is, of course, because she's seen that situation with me and my mom. Even that day, she was like, I thought grandma was going to kill you, because she saw her hit me, launch that shoe at my head. I'm like, my daughter thought you was going to kill me, and then it just, like, that's not cool. I don't want my kids seeing that. And so many kids who do grow up in those environments, you grow up in them toxic environments, you seeing all of that fighting and stuff. I know I seen in the comments one girl, she said she used to just sit there on the steps crying and screaming and, in fear because of the commotion that was going on in the household. And a lot of us, when you hear your parents arguing and stuff, and especially if they're fighting and stuff, you get scared because you don't know what's coming after that. And then sometimes that narcissistic parent, they'll come raging at everybody. The really toxic one out of it, they'll come raging at the kids. They mad at the other parents, so they're gonna take it out on them, take it out on the kids. Everybody about to get beat up. It gets really bad, and it's not cool. Ever be able to make a healthy relationship. You will. You just have to do the work. You have to see, place boundaries. You really have to learn boundaries, and that's what I've been learning. Why are we going away? You got to a point where they were speaking bad things. Yeah, see, I don't play that. Don't say nothing bad about my kids. And don't be putting stuff in my head. Just like when my daughter went, when she just went with her dad for spring break. And of course, he didn't let her go see my mom and stuff. And I already knew he probably was going to do that. And, I handled it well. I think that they wanted me to react. I didn't even give into it, because I already know y'all all working against me. Both my baby daddies and my mom, they all linking up against me. None of y'all ever talked before. And when I was with them, especially with that first one. It was like, when I was with you, you never really wanted to come around my mom and my family and me, but now all of a sudden y'all calling each other to link up, to make sure Ceylani see you when she come down, and y'all got all this to say, y'all riding in the car together and all this, but y'all never wanted to be around each other. Like, it was never that when I was cool with both of y'all, but now that I'm on the other side, now y'all want to link up against me. Like, y'all all found common enemy now, and it's me now. Y'all want to all link up together. And telling that stuff to my daughter, I forgot what she said there. She had said, like, about me, she forgive mommy for, because, you know, she mentioned it to her again about the fight that day, because my daughter saw it. So she had said something to her, like, let me go upstairs because she remember our conversation. I think in third world countries, the women being dependent on men, it's difficult that they can move out easily. Yeah, and that's why, this is why now the modern day men, this is why they hate this whole independent woman movement and all this stuff, because women don't have to stay in those toxic situations that they once used to have to deal with, just because the man was taking care of everything. Like, now women can leave, and they don't like that. But some, you know, in some cultures or whatever, they're taught to deal with that. You need to stay with your man because of this and that and that. But I'm not for that, because it affects the kids, and people really think having a two-parent household is just the automatic problem solver to all problems in life that a child may face. And that's ludicrous. It's BS, because go look in the comments of Dr. Romney, of Dr. Kim, Dr. Fox, Lisa Romano. You see a lot of them came up in a two-parent household where one parent was narcissistic, one parent was the enabler. Sometimes it can be the mom is narcissistic and the husband is the enabler. It could be the other way around, because it's not always men that's just narcissists. Who the freak is knocking on my door? Hold on, y'all. Who is it? Who is knocking on my door? I don't know. It's not all good. I ain't expecting nobody to say anything. Who is it? Don't be coming knocking on my door. I don't see the person. I saw a person here walking in. It's given I'm not answering for you because I don't know. I just saw somebody walk past it. Child, don't be come knocking all hard on my door. I don't know who it was, but they better not get smoked around here. Don't play. Oh yeah, I'm good. Then I'm dangerous. They don't want no smoke. Trust me. They don't want no smoke. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe they on the wrong door. But I had saw somebody walk right before they knocked on there. Even if they, let me go back up. But yeah, you guys, it's just hard. That's why these narcissists, they need to just do better. But even with them, and it's like you try to have some type of, because most times they even came up in a toxic environment. They had, like, it came from somewhere. Excuse me, y'all. But, and it turns to a point where they become real selfish and entitled to everything because of their own neglect and their own abuse from their childhood. But it's like sometimes you want to have some type of empathy for them because you know what they've been through. But it's like, for me, that's how I feel like with my mom, because I know, you know, a little bit about what she's gone through. I don't know everything about her childhood, but my grandmother is deaf. So I know off the rip, it was hard for my mom growing up with two deaf parents. Like, I can only imagine how hard that was. And then my grandmother, she was sent off to boarding school, you know, because of her being deaf. So I feel like, you know, she went through things maybe with being in boarding school, and she might have felt neglected and unwanted, and, you know, that made her become narcissistic herself and self-centered and very selfish, because my grandma is selfish, and child, for her to be deaf, she sure can get on your nerves. Me and my grandmother, we used to get into it all the time. Even when we went to Florida, 2 years ago? It was not last year, it was the year before that. Yeah, we took my daughter to Disney World, and we all went. And I got into a little thing with my grandmother, because she crazy her own self. And for her to be a deaf person, she sure can argue. Okay, all right, enough. But it just be passed on. She was really selfish. So my mom, in turn, and I think with her, she was looking for validation from her mom. She wanted a closeness with her mom that her mom could never give her because she never received it from her mom. And then it's just like the pattern just has went on. So they become, it's just generational traumas. My mom definitely had a lot of responsibility at a young age, and she had 2 parents in the house, but they were both deaf, and my granddad had gambling issues, and the stuff that she even saw with them, and she saw how he would do her mom, and with money and all of that. So yeah, she saw a lot. And then I know she more so would talk about how my great grandmother treated her. Like, she was an outcast, I guess, out of like the cousins. And I noticed that now, like, my mom was the one. She was like scapegoated out of the rest of them. And that's what I don't understand. It's like, but if you was that, why you want to repeat the cycles? But I don't know. I think sometimes maybe you don't realize that you're doing that. I feel like she tried to do better, and that's why she always was big on success. She became a respiratory therapist. She got a great career. Then she bought a house. She thought doing these things would give her the validation that maybe she was looking for from her family and stuff. Because actually, I think my mom does have like the biggest house out of her brother, out of my grandma, out of all of them, like. So she's success, like, and it's like when the narcissistic, when you're the child of these narcissistic dynamics, you constantly wanting to succeed at something so you can be seen, because a lot of times they neglect you and don't pay no attention until you're doing something great, and then sometimes even when you start doing great things, they still be like, oh, that's just what you should do, it's just a given. So it goes so many different ways, but I do understand where she get her stuff from, but it's still like no excuse, because that means that you should know not to do these certain things to your child. But I think my mom, in her head, she don't feel like she was selfish. She don't feel like when we have certain talks, she's a little delusional, and they are, because they feel like, oh, I have paid these, I spent money. I worked so hard and I spent money. I would let you go on field trips. I did this. You had food in the house. You had cable. You had things. You had material things. So I gave you all material things. So, I did wonderful, but never tended to your emotional needs. Even with her coming down last year, it's like, as I think about stuff, I be like, that's what made me realize, like, she just incapable of feeling for me. Like, she don't have that empathy to just feel for me. And that's sad, but that's who she is. And it is what it is. They think material things say good job. You dang on right. They think they equate everything to that. I even see parents, like, when I look in comments, and because I watch a lot of these type of videos of like the therapists and all of that stuff, and just in regular comments, and people will really think, oh, I did great. My kids turned out great because they are some nurses. They make 6 figures. My kids turned out great because of the monetary things that they do, because their career. They define how good they were as a parent by how successful their kid becomes. That's false. Your kid, didn't the guy at Google and all of them places, didn't they just jump from tall buildings and to their death, making all of this money, but because their emotional state was not intact? Like, it doesn't matter about, Ceylani, please stop. Go sit down somewhere. What are you doing? Like, take them dang on heels off until I get, I'm just tired of hearing click and clack and clacking. Take those off till I'm done with my video. Okay. But they equate that to, oh yeah, I'm definitely an empath. I feel everything. And that's why I felt obligated today to reach out, even though I didn't want to. You know, a lot of stuff that I don't really want to do, but I put my feelings to the back burner. As an empath, you always are putting your feelings to the back burner to cater to someone else's feelings. Like, I just feel for my mom. I feel how she feels with not being able to parade around as being, because that was her identity. Oh, I'm a great mom. My kids are this, my kids are that. My daughter, she puts on like this picture perfect, like she has it all together. Like her kids is great. My son is married and he's a provider for his family. My daughter, she's went to school, she's graduated, she has her, like I told you, it's just like about the things that you have accomplished. So never about the feelings. And that's why I feel for her right now, because I'm like, I'm making her look bad. That's how I feel. I'm like, I'm making her look bad. And then she, you know, she told, if y'all was watching those videos, I've read them letters to y'all, you know, she said, I'm making the family, I'm hurting the family and everything. So I take that on like, dang, I'm hurting the family because I'm no longer in the picture. So their picture perfect image that they like to uphold to the world is getting ruined because of me, because I don't want to be a part of this dynamic no more. So it's like, I feel obligated to put my feelings to the back burner and just be around and just reach out. Even if I don't really want to, I feel like I have to, because that's what they want. And I'm once again catering to their needs and their wants versus mine, when nobody cares about my feelings. Like, that's why I blocked my brother right after he texted, the day after everything. My mom reached out, because that has always been what happens. If me and her get into it, she instantly calls my brother and they double team me. All my life, like, man, especially when I was pregnant with my first baby, you know, and I realized I had forgiven a lot of stuff. I forgot, like, but then when this happened, it started to bring back all the memories of when I was pregnant with my first daughter and how they treated me. And y'all always ready to gang up against me. It's like, I'm never entitled to feel a way about what mommy does to me. Like, just because she's mommy and that's just who she is and that's what she say, that's just who she is. Even, you know, I realized, like, even when we would go down to, because my brother lives in North Carolina, and even how she is with his wife and stuff. And every time for the kid's birthday, when we go down there to visit them, it's always like some tension. Like, I'm an empath, so I can walk in the room and feel, I can read the room. I can feel the tension. Like, I can feel energies from miles away. That's how I can feel her. I can feel her energy. I can feel the energy of my ex. Like, I can feel the negativity he's sending. Like, I'm spiritually connected to these people energetically. And because of that, it's like, I can feel what they want. And that's why I'm like, is it best to just be there and do what you guys want and put my feelings to the back burner? But once again, that's doing me more harm than good, because now, once again, I'm still feeling like I gotta be a people pleaser. I can never do what I want. I can only do what you guys want. And it becomes bad for you. Being a people pleaser and having no boundaries, it only sets you up for failure in life. It only do, because you adapt that mentality for everybody. Friends, everything. Let me pull this chat back up. I don't know why I can't just stay here. It goes away. It means everything to me, and that's what I want my kids to have. I feel like this is good. She should because the narcissist is a spirit. Like I said, it's these demonic spirits in different bodies. So it don't matter if it's man or woman. It don't matter how old you are, what your race is, what your success level is. When you're dealing with those people, we can all relate. This is why when I watch these, tell her to go watch Lisa Romano's channel. She needs to watch Lisa Romano's channel. Dr. Romney, because that's what they focus on, narcissism. Dr. Kim, she focuses on narcissistic and borderline mothers, you know, and the effect that it has on their children. And a lot of stuff that I would try to just put to the side and be like, oh, maybe I'm just tripping, because they gaslight you. You think that you just tripping. You think that, okay, maybe I'm just thinking too much into it. But when you watch these you know, licensed therapists and stuff, and they talk about it and they play out the scenarios, I'm like, wow, it's like she's explaining my life. We all relate because they're the same demonic spirit that's living in these humans. It's that same spirit that's living in these people. So yes, we all seem like we're living the same experience because we are. We're dealing with that same demonic entity. We can't cater to the truth they want to uphold because it's not reality. Yeah. I wonder why we want to paint the picture of a perfect family when it's clearly dysfunction. They want to paint the picture of perfect family. We don't. That's why we're the truth tellers. That's why we're the scapegoats. That's why we get casted out as a black sheep, because we really are the ones that go against them when they want to uphold this certain image. And we're not, by us telling the truth, is making them realize that what they have wanted to uphold and deem as so beautiful and perfect, it makes them realize like their life is a lie, and they don't want to believe their life is a lie. They like to believe their lies. They believe their own lies. Like, and guess what? I'm here going through this PTSD just 2 weeks from now. I have an important thing in my career. It's ready to be, but knowing if she did. So she ditched it. And just don't, and it's hard not to say like don't have, because it's natural. Like, you know, you get that anxiety, you get all those feelings come against you because of, and that's not somebody that's in your corner. And this is why I say, when you learn to love yourself and learn to put you first, you don't tolerate that, because it's like, you know, I have something special coming up and you want to do this to me. And Lee Hammock, his name is Mental Illness on all his social media platforms. He talks about this, how narcissists love to ruin special days, big days for you, special events. They love to ruin it for you. Holidays, days like today, they make sure they make you feel like bottom of the barrel on these days. It's sad. She did it so that I can't succeed. She wants me to fail. Yeah, and honestly, they do. It's like, and then sometimes they'll make it seem like they want to be there for you, but their actions show otherwise. Like, they're demonic. They're demonic. They're rebels. They want to go against anything that makes you happy. Yeah, they want you to stay. And this is how they all operate. So if this is your girlfriend, you need to ditch her. Kick her to the curb. You need to kick her to the curb. But move lightly, because even as these women, there are some, they will get you killed too. Like, that spirit that lives in them. What are you doing? What are you doing? Cleaning the wall. You don't need to clean the wall. You only doing this because I'm on my video. Ceylani, go do something with yourself. You don't clean no dang on walls any other time. Now you want to clean a wall? Go on and play somewhere, okay? Okay. It's Mother's Day, remember? It's not about you today. I still got to do your hair once I'm done with my video. So it's not about you today. Today's my day. So if I want to sit on here and talk to my YouTube family, that's what I want to do, okay? I'll tend to you after this is done. All right? Okay. All right. So go do something. Go color, go play toys, go ride your scooter, go do whatever it is that you want to do. After I'm done with this, I'm going to do your hair, and then we can color or something. But see, she always distract me, and I don't know, and I already got one track mind. I be easily forget what I'm talking about. You know, I be wondering why you wouldn't want to heal after the things because it's too, you know, it's too hard to do that dirty work. It's too hard to go back and face those feelings and go back to the past and relive certain things, because sometimes to heal, you have to relive what happened in the past, and that's hard for people to do. And so they'll cope with all these worldly things. You know, we begin to eat to cope, smoke, drink, have a bunch of sex, go chase money, go gamble, go do all of these things just so we can escape reality, escape what we really are feeling. Like, that's why a lot of them, this is why they just like to stay busy. A lot of narcissists can't sit to themselves. They don't like to be alone at all. They don't sit still to their own self. They need somebody to constantly be around them, to constantly make them feel, you know, to stroke their ego. They love their ego stroked. That's all. And if you don't strike their ego, they don't want to be around you. That's where they start scapegoating you and treating you like that, because it's like, you're not stroking my ego anymore. So what good are you if you're not stroking my ego? And I would think that they would want to heal too. That's why I always pray for my mom. Like, I be just praying for her healing, because you're not going to change. A narcissist doesn't change until they really go do the deep inner work and face those childhood wounds, because oftentimes it's those childhood wounds. They have to face that. Until they face that, they're not going to become better people. Guess what? My girlfriend, she's straight 10 years younger than me and made a fool out of me. Nothing, but I was just an empath. Yeah, and we attract empaths and narcissists. We're supply for them, because we are so giving. So we give everything to them. Like, we just want to, and especially like you said, you see greatness in this person. Oftentimes, because it's like because sometimes they're not mean and they're not this evil person. So you hold on to that good image that you see of them, and you want to believe that they can be that again. But oftentimes, that was just a mask. That's not the good person. They live on that only an inkling of a time. Most of the time, that's a front for them. When they really get by themselves, they are really mean. Like, but you see the good side to them. They have good sides to them. I'm not gonna say that they don't, but a lot of times it's just a front. So you hold on to that. You want to hope that they can become that again, because you saw how good that they were in the beginning of the relationship, or you see the good times when your parents were nice, and you hold on to that. I know for me, I hold on to those times. So it's like, that's why I be like, I question myself all the time. I'm like, am I tripping? Maybe it's not that serious. Maybe I am the one that's just like, but no, like, if you begin to question yourself too much, that's how you know you have been manipulated and gaslit for so long. And it just becomes it's really challenging, because you really they will have you questioning yourself over and over and over again if your reality is what it is. Yes, that's your reality. That's why when I watch those videos, like, I'd be like, okay, like, it confirms for me that I'm not just being selfish myself, or that I'm not, like, that there really is an issue here. Because for a minute, I'm like, maybe I am being ungrateful, because they love to say you're ungrateful. So I'm like, maybe I am being ungrateful, like, but no, I deserve certain treatment. I deserve to have my emotions validated, and stop saying every time I'm not allowed to feel no negative emotion. Is like, and that's why I've carried on for so long. Just when I get mad or something, or sad about something, I just be like, all right, whatever. It's like, just shrug it off. But that was doing me more harm than good. And then that's why I became angry and ready to rage and stuff. And I realized since I've been on this healing journey, I don't even have the road rage that I used to have, like, because I'm learning to really express myself and stop trying to suppress those feelings. And I'm really feeling the feelings that I feel, and I'll cry, and I'll all the different emotions that come with it. I really feel it now. So I'm not so angry, and I'm not ready to spaz and just attack and all of this stuff when I do feel like I'm being treated wrong. I'm not ready to just cuss you out and all of that. I'm really moving differently. Yeah. That's why I was like, I'm going to go live and talk about. That's why I said I was going to go live and talk about this, because you feel so many different conflicted emotions. To you and keep showing you that you're not crazy. Every time God will show you, like, that's why I swear it's like, I said I was gonna stop that, but I tell you, like, a video will pop up because at first I didn't go searching for these videos. It would just get recommended to me on YouTube or something. Like, as soon as I'm questioning stuff about God, just like today, then my girl Lisa Romano, she posted a video. I was like, oh, so timely. Like, and Dr. Kim posted one last night about this whole Mother's Day thing. I'm like, so timely, because God will confirm for you that you're not crazy. You're not tripping. This is who you are dealing with. I didn't even know my mom was a narcissist until last year. When God moved me away to Texas, that's when everything was revealed. I never knew. I couldn't put my finger on my mom. Like, I couldn't put my finger on it. I just was like, you know, we cool. We good when we do get around each other. You know, most of the time it's a good time, even if she's saying some wild stuff, even if we can only really talk about gossip, because that's the only thing we really talk about together is the reality TV shows, the gossip, talking about men. Like, that's the only stuff that we really would talk about. But if I want to talk about, you know, real issues, and that's how we got into the issue. Like, yep, I'm in Dallas. I was in Houston. I was only there for a couple months. That's where all the drama happened with me and my mom was in Houston. I lived in Pearland. I love it in Pearland. I really want to come back, honestly. But that's where everything happened at. And when I got here and I finally got away, I now see why he made me get away from everybody, you know. And my mom was the number one. Like, I was thinking it was all these other people. That's what affected my relationships. And that's, I'm like, dang, now for you to be talking to my baby dads, but you had so much to say about them when I was missing. You know, honestly, I don't. And that's why I did this video today, because I don't really, and I feel bad to say that. Like, it's sad that I feel bad to say that I don't really miss her. Like, it's nothing to really miss, because I never really had the connection that I wanted, you know? So I feel bad saying that. Like, I do feel bad saying that, but honestly, that's how I feel. Like, I'm such at peace now that I'm just to myself, away from all of that. Like, that I don't have to worry about what she gonna critique me on, and, you know, worrying about if she come to my house, making sure everything is just in order so she ain't got something to say about this, and, you know, just, oh, you know, it's just sad. But I really don't. I'm really at peace. And that's why, you know, I didn't text her today. I sent her the email, you know, just to wish her happy Mother's Day, because I felt obligated to. I didn't send her happy birthday and stuff last year, but I don't know. Today, I just felt like I'm going to just send her happy birthday. I mean, not happy birthday. I said I'm going to just send her happy Mother's Day, but I didn't want to text it to her because I don't really want her to have my number. I don't want her to think that, you know, everything is all good, because, yeah, I'm moving on, but I really did it for her more so than for me. I feel like I was obligated to, just because you see other people, you know, talking about their moms, and, you know, I seen a post from Coach Stormy talking about some honor thy mother. She a narcissist too, honestly, but, you know, so I was like, let me just, and I feel like God just put it on my heart to just email her. And I asked my daughter, I was like, do you think I should email grandma? Like, she was like, yeah. Like, so I was like, all right, you know, because I'm not angry with her. I don't believe. I am still hurt by some of her actions, but I realized that's who she is. And because I know now that's who she is, I don't really want to be bothered. Yeah, I went no contact. I haven't talked to her since the incident last May when she came down to Houston to visit me. That's when we got into the fight. Like, all these videos is on my channel. I have been venting to y'all about everything, and then she was sending me letters and emails. But she had sent one letter while I was still in Houston, and then I didn't call her and respond to that, because normally when we get into this type of thing, we'll get into it, and every time my mom, if you get into it with my mom, she just be like, okay, like, we can get into it. She think that you're supposed to just get over it. Like, I'm your mom. I said what I said. Okay, let's move on. Let's move on. So this has really, I hope it has humbled her, but this has taught her something too, because we're not going to just keep doing that. You can't just say whatever to me. I'm not a little girl no more. Like, I'm not that little kid no more. Like, I'm grown and I have feelings, and you can't just keep treating me like that. Like, you can't throw large a shoe at my head and then you think I'm supposed to just sit there and take it. I'm human. Like, what if it would have connected? What if my Dodge game, like, it literally flew right past my head? Like, my baby was laying there in the bed, sleep and everything, and it's like, you did that? And then not only that, you didn't call CPS on me and stuff. So it's like, I'm holding on to a little bit of that. And I'm just slowly but surely releasing it, but I see you for who you are now. And that's what you have to, when you see people for who they are, take it for face value. That's who they are. Yes, they might sometimes put on their mask again and show up as, I'm sweet and nice, but it's just for a moment, because a narcissist, that's who they are. They have to really rebuke that demon up out of them. They really have to do the real dirty work. They need an exorcism. So until they do that, they're gonna keep going back to that cycle. It's not gonna stop. This, like, if y'all see like Black China and her mom, like them talks that up and down stuff, and it's a constant battle because they really feel a way towards you because they have a true demon in them. And you, most empaths and scapegoats, black sheep, you're a child of God. You are marked by God. And you have a certain light within you, and they see that. So they do everything to dim that light in you. They do everything in their power to do it. This is why they treat you so bad, because they see greatness in you. Yes, Dr. Romney, yeah, she's amazing. But yes, I'm in no contact. I ain't talked to her since last year. Even when my daughter just went down there for spring break, she emailed me while my daughter was down there, because I told her her dad been linking up with her and let her go down there and see my mom. And I was like, whatever. Long as you ain't, I really don't want you around my daughter, because I don't want you telling her stuff about her mom, trying to change my daughter's feelings about me because of how you feel. And I know, you know how those type of people can be. And like I said earlier, like she told her, I forgive mommy. What are you telling her that you forgive mommy as if her mom is the one who did something to you? She saw you. Cannot manipulate my baby girl when she saw you throw the shoe at me. Like, she didn't see me throw a shoe at you. She did see me come up and get in your face after everything, because it's like, now what's up? Like, you keep wanting to pick at me. I'm not that little girl no more. For years, every time she would hit me or throw something or do all of that stuff, I just eat it. You a child, you just eat it. Or I might block your hit. Like, I might block it or something like that. But no more. I'm not dealing with that, especially all because I told you I felt like I was neglected. Like you wasn't really there for me. And her coming down to Houston, it has showed me everything once again. Like, that's when I had started seeing those narcissist videos. Right before she came down is when Pretty Boss, she's a YouTuber. She do like prophetic words, but she said some of you were raised by narcissists. So when she did that video, I was like, that sounds like my mom. I'm like, is my mom a narcissist? And at this time, me and my mom was cool. This is a couple weeks before she came down to visit. And me and her was talking about it, because I would talk to her about my baby dad, saying that he's a narcissist, and just explaining it to her and talking about how self-centered they are and everything. So she was like, I wonder if I'm a narcissist. I was like, and at this time, like we do, we try to validate them. We try to, we don't want to. Most times you want to agree with everything they say, because that's how you've been trained to agree with everything they say, because if you don't agree with what they say, then that's when they scapegoat you. That's when they treat you, the way they treat you, because they want you to just agree with everything they say. So at that time, I'm like, no. I said, well, we all have narcissistic traits, but some people are really narcissists. So that's when I started getting more videos about this stuff started popping up. And I'm like, wow, this is my mom. So when she came down there doing the argument, I'm never gonna forget. I was like, you're a narcissist. She was like, B, you don't even know what that means. You say everybody's a narcissist. No, you are a narcissist. But yeah, I went no contact after that. And that day when she was like, F you. She was like, you telling all the stuff, the trash she was talking. She was just talking big shit in my house. And I was like, well, get out, leave. I was like, bye. So when she was saying that, I was like, and don't call me, because that's what she does. She'll do all that and all the toxic stuff. And then she want to call, and she want to rekindle right after all the drama. Like, and I'm like, no, I'm still processing it. And I said, well, don't call me. I said, and don't call me either. She's like, I'm not calling you, B. All this stuff. She's like, I ain't calling you. Ew, it's funny now, but it was crazy then. But she just crazy. But that's what I was like, and I stood on that. Because most times they so used to doing what they want with you, and then they know you're an empath. You gonna forgive me. You know, that's what we do. We so forgiving as empaths. Your heart. This is why God chose us as his chosen ones, because it's our heart. And this is why sometimes though he will teach you to when to harden it and when to soften it up. You can still show love. You can still have love for them. You can forgive them, but it don't mean you gotta rekindle it. It don't mean that you gotta let them back in your energy. You gotta protect yourself. And part of that, the way to protect yourself is to have those boundaries in place, because they will keep on taking advantage of you. Like, it's just, and that's why it becomes a constant cycle. They keep on doing it. It'll be good for a little bit, but then they're gonna do it again. Then they're gonna do it again. They do know who you are since a child. Like, this is biblical. We're marked. In every scapegoat family, they see the light in you. I see it in my kids. I see the light. I see it. I see them. They saw it with us from a very young age. This is why they have did all their tactics that they have done to keep us down our whole life. Sometimes they don't want to help you at all. They make you do everything by yourself. They don't want to help you. They make life hard for you on purpose so that you can't reach your highest potential. They purposely do this. So it's just sad. I pray for all of y'all out there who's going through this. We in this together. We just gotta heal, have our boundaries. Like, when you truly learn to love yourself, you're going to place certain boundaries in place. And sometimes, because our heart is so big and we really do want to love these people, we think if we can love that wickedness out of them. But it ain't that much love in the world that's going to love the wickedness out of them, because all they do is take and take and take. And that's when we start feeling like, okay, it don't matter what I do, nothing is ever good enough. That's what I realized with my mom. I'm like, nothing I do is good enough. I've been doing this. I try to do all of this. I went to school, then after I realized, well, maybe another thing that made me realize, like, dang, I'm just never going to be good enough for you, is when you've criticized me for my weight my whole life. Like, I've been criticized for being big my whole life. And when I got skinny, I didn't really get skinny, but it was the smallest I had ever been. And that day, I was dropping off my daughter for them to go spend time together, and she had saw that I had lost all that weight, and she said, "Oh, you getting too skinny. You look like a crackhead." From that moment on, I said, nothing will ever please you. Like, I said it internally. I didn't say it to her, but I'm like, dang, when I was fat, I was too big. You used to make me do my workout tapes when I was younger. It was always, something about my weight. And now when I get small, even my first beauty, like, they did not like that I had got that small. They didn't like it. And then when I got pregnant with this baby, I gained 100 pounds being pregnant with her. Got big again. As soon as I got big, she had something to say. "Oh, you done gained all that weight back." Like, why do you have to keep pointing at my flaws? Am I talking about your weight gain? Like, and that's my thing with them. I don't